Hey, hello, welcome to Mix Training. This is Varomix, and today we're gonna talk about presets. Alright, so there's a few places where we can set presets. Let's start with nodes. So let's bring our good friend Roberto, and inside here I'm gonna put a transform, which is something that I use a lot. And you can see here in this icon here, this gear icon in the top right, there are some presets at the very bottom, and there is a section here where you can save your presets. You might not have these presets because I saved these ones, and this is just a few modifications on the parameters of the node, which are saved whenever you save any preset. So anything you change here will be saved with the preset. So let's try one of this, which is just center on the world, which just centers the object on the world. You can see this just a few expressions here. The other one is object center, which is just setting this pivot to the center of X, Y, and Z. And this is something that I use a lot, so I have those presets right there. We can save another preset, but just doing anything we want here. We can rotate Roberto, we can maybe have this and a weird scale. Maybe we are importing objects from another application that needs these settings, and we can save this as preset, save preset, just give it your name, custom preset, and just hit save preset, and there you go, you can have that preset here. Cool. So now when you create another transform node, it's gonna be there, just like that. You can see, you can just make that setting over there really quickly. Also, if you want to make this the defaults of the node, you can just do it here, save as permanent defaults, and that will save it. And when you create another transform node, you can see we go from that to that instantly because those settings are there. If you want to reset these settings, you can just reset them here, revert to factory defaults, and it goes like that. And now if you just put another transform, it's not gonna be there. It's gonna be sorry, you need to revert and then save it, or revert and restore like that. All right. Any node that has this gear icon can have presets. You can see if we go to the shaders, this should have presets here. Shaders are known for having some presets like that. So anything, anywhere you find this gear icon, you can save presets for your node. You can save whatever you want. All right, so now another thing is that if we always, when we are always creating a geometry node like geo, we see this box by default, right? What if we want to change that? Well, if we go inside here, you can see there is a path to a default geometry here. So let's put Roberto, and I'm gonna save this with the ROP output driver. Where I need to save this geometry is go to your home folder where your Houdini settings are, your local settings. Create a folder called geo, and then save this geometry here as default. The name is important, be geo. This is the exact name you need to save it as. Accept, save it. Now we're gonna have to restart Houdini. So because you can see it doesn't work, but let me just restart Houdini really quick. So now I restarted Houdini. Now I can create a geometry node, and boom, now Roberto shows up like that. Cool, that's pretty cool, right? So you can have any geometry you want here to show up when you create a geometry node. Right, so another thing that it's cool, it's that you can create shelves here. I'm not sure if I show you this, guys, but you can just click here, new shelf, and you can just create a shelf here, give it a name and stuff. So I created this one. Let me just delete one, delete this, delete that one. And here you can see I have this guy here, which is Roberto. And let's say that I want to store some setup that I want to do. I like to do this fracturing with BDVs instead of volumes, the native volumes from Houdini. I like to do this, and I need to scatter some points on that, and then I wanna fracture that, and I wanna set my piece. There's a lot of pieces there, so let me just set these to 50 pieces, and I want to visualize the pieces, and I also want to give it an exploded view maybe at the very end, like that. And this is something that I use maybe a lot, and I want to save this setup. Well, I can just grab this and drag it to a shelf, and then just give it a name. Awesome setup. I can even give it an icon. Maybe let's see this parameters for this guy. Okay, so in the fracture we can go to type properties, and we can get the icon from here, paste it there, and accept that. And now I have my setup here. If I don't have this, I have a fresh geometry node which has Roberto now, and I click this. Now it's gonna create my setup there, which is pretty cool. I save my setup there, and you can see I even have like a lighting setup here. If I click this, just creates 3 lights, which is a 3-point lighting system. You can see the lights are here. Of course you can create HDAs of this, but if you're just not wanting to make it like a tool that you can distribute, you can just save this in the shelf like this, and you can just quickly get working with this. And the way I did this is just the same way. I just grab these lights here and drag them to the shelf, and just save that as a light setup. Yeah, I know it's wrong. And just give it some other icon there and accept, and there you go, it's gonna be there. Whenever you click that icon, your light's gonna be there. And you can see they even have the color I set on those lights. And if you have the positions and the intensities modified, they will all work like you left that setup. So that's it. This is a quick tip to setting presets and setups for your scenes, and saving on nodes, saving on the geometry node, and saving on your shelf. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this. This is pretty cool and I use it a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's keep learning together. Cheers!